from the Funky Town Network. Sponsored by Leaves Book and Tea Shop.
Well, hi.
Hey.
How are y'all doing?
Hi.
Anthony Pham is with us. He's in face space on the phone with us.
What's going on, bro?
I am.
You doing all right?
Wait a minute. Am I live? I am.
You're
doing
totally
okay.
live.
Am I live? Let me
You're
get my hair
totally
done.
live.
You are live at the
You've
moment.
also been tagged.
Boom.
Bam.
Hey, color change.
He's over here messing with the
clean up
Facebook
nice.
filters.
Style on him. Ooh.
All right, so this is a very informal episode of Articulation for those of us who are having moments right now, dealing with all of the mess that's happening. But also, we're going to let Anthony hear, Anthony Pham, which you can hear him, but you can't see him because he is in ether mode. He's in the face space of the
He's in the
interwebs.
cloud.
He's in the cloud, yeah.
He's just chilling there.
Just
If you
chilling.
get a big enough beanstalk, you can get to him.
I'm in the cloud.
Right.
That sounds fun.
That's a huge beanstalk. That's wrong.
I need to stop messing with my phone because
It's just gonna shut off on you.
Anyways,
Are you good?
You good?
yes.
Right on.
All right.
Yes.
Hey, Anthony.
Yes,
Say
ma'am.
hi. Say hi.
Hi.
Well, hi.
How's it going, y'all out there in Facebook live stream land?
Everybody popping in and being like, "What's up? What's up? What's up?" So
Yo, what up, everybody?
cool.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
I'm not currently logged in right now. I'm just
All
on
right,
this
we got a
call with you
lot of
guys
viewers
right now.
so far, so that's good.
Right on. Hey, guys.
So,
Thanks for
Very
watching.
Nice.
So yeah, so basically, with this episode of Articulation, we're going to let Anthony talk about his project, and we're not doing it in person with him because, well, there's a lot of reasons. There's all kinds of shit going on right now. We're not going to get too far into it because you all already know what's happening, but we're going to give him a chance to talk about his art and what he does and why it's so damn important that you guys check it out.
And right now is a good time to just
All right.
talk about art with everything going on. Everybody's going to have a little bit more time at home. So
Yeah.
it's good to just give somebody something other than the news to watch.
Right, yeah. Quit watching the news,
Yeah,
y'all.
absolutely.
I mean, I'm not saying
Take,
don't stay informed, but quit freaking
We'll
out.
try to give you something to take your mind off of it.
Yeah.
tonight.
Sure.
Hopefully for a little bit.
For sure,
yeah.
for sure.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
So tell us, Anthony, what you got going on for the Epilepsy Heart Project? Tell us a little bit about it.
Okay. So a little bit about my nonprofit organization called the Epilepsy Heart Project. We are a nonprofit
Oh, no. Bad time for the stream to pause.
Can you hear me, Anthony?
No.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
All
Hold
right.
on.
Pause real quick, but no worries. We're still
for
here.
those of you.
Back
Oh
that
yeah,
up.
I know, right? Now,
Back
are
that
you
ass
back?
up just
Am
a
I back?
little bit, Anthony.
Back that up a little.
Our video went out.
Well,
so
basically, I guess I can back it up and start from the beginning again.
Go for
Yeah.
it.
But I started up a nonprofit called the Epilepsy Art Project, which our mission is to raise epilepsy awareness through art. And we basically use my own seizures as a paintbrush to create works of art that we donate to hospitals across the U.S. and hopefully to sell off to hopefully some patrons out there that might be interested in a unique piece of art with the provenance
Exactly.
that goes along with it.
Right.
Right on.
Right on. Right
So
on.
I personally know you, Anthony, so I already know the answer to this question, but just to specify, you personally have epilepsy, correct?
I do. I have had epilepsy since I was age 3.
That's going to be
I
like...
took a tumble down a flight of three flights of stairs and suffered a little bit of brain damage and been struggling. But I mean, I've made my peace with it.
Right on.
So it's now my turn to try and do something good with it and trying to benefit others, which is a main mission of our nonprofit is if we sell any paintings that are done in this fashion, which if you guys are interested, you guys can go check out our website for more information at www.epilepsyheartproject.com.
Right on.
So for all of you
but-
watching on the face space right now, that's www.epilepsyheartproject.com, and you can look at what Anthony does with his organization and what his mission is. It's very important right now that we all, as artists, help each other, support each other.
Definitely.
So like and share his work, and we'll like and share yours.
And Anthony, do you have an
absolutely.
Instagram for the Epilepsy Heart Project?
I do. It's epilepsy_heart_project.
Right on. That's epilepsy_heart_project
Yep.
on Instagram, correct?
Yep,
Right on, man.
that
Heck
is
yeah.
correct.
Definitely go check that out.
Yeah. So
Definitely.
you had a show coming up, right? Is that show still on?
As far as I know, the show that we're going to be doing at Vato Loco Tattoos in Arlington is still on. With the current crisis, who knows how much people are going to be in attendance, but we're still going to go out there and do it. We just got to be safe about it.
Right.
Yeah,
keep,
for sure.
Just
Keep
gotta
the
be
groups a
smart
little
about it.
smaller and make sure we're sanitary. and
Yeah,
whatnot.
probably. Just,
Yeah.
It's not exactly a huge venue anyway, but it is my first ever solo show, and a portion of the proceeds from the month-long run of my solo show at the tattoo shop will go to the Epilepsy Art Project, and a portion of my personal proceeds from there will most likely go to a different charity of my choosing.
Right on.
Right on. I like it. I like
Do
it.
you have a specific one in mind already? Or is it still
probably
pending?
somebody that Vato Loco already does work with.
Right on.
Right.
Cool.
Somebody already established that we can just reach out and say, here, I just wanted to do this, because they've helped me out a whole bunch
Definitely.
actually in getting this project started and getting off the ground. Without the owners' help and support, I don't think I definitely would have not made it as far as I have. I mean, doing a lot of IRS paperwork is one thing, but having somebody finance your dream
Oh yeah.
is a whole nother. So
Oh
Yeah, definitely.
No,
Big
it's
ups
it's
to
hard.
Javier.
It's hard to get a 501c nonprofit, as you were telling me before when we spoke. I had a question. So, like you mentioned, you create art for the purpose of sale. How do you create that art? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
can you say that again?
We create. So you create art for the project. How do you create that art? Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit long-winded, but I guess we have time, and that's sort of the point of this little podcast tonight. Okay, as you guys might have heard earlier, I am an epileptic since the age of 3. I'll be 44 this year. My disorder has been a progressive disorder. It used to happen during the day, and stress is the main trigger, so I got to keep that down. But nowadays, I only have my seizures when I sleep. So
Yeah.
I usually wake up in 2 or 3 hours and in convulsions. But
Oh, man.
again, I've made my
Yeah.
peace with it. It's just a facet of life that I'm learning to work around every day.
Yeah.
But instead of letting it stop me from doing something positive, I've decided to use it to change people's perceptions about this disorder, and maybe give them a little bit of something outside of the box to look at and think about when thinking about epilepsy and its causes.
Right.
Right on.
So what basically happens is I have seizures every morning when I sleep. So I have staff members set up a very safe and padded spot for me to rest and sleep. And they basically have 8 yards of canvas laid out on the ground across a mattress. And they just line the walls out with air mattresses to make sure that nothing happens. And they have a camera rig set up with a couple other cameras set up in the room at the same time. And they basically wait outside while I sleep for something to, go boom, for me to just start going into convulsions. And when that happens, my staff members run in there, turn on the lights and turn on the cameras, and start splashing paint and glitter on me.
Right.
And
And
we let
thus
that dry.
Creating an abstract piece of
And-
artwork.
Yeah, it does turn out pretty abstract, but we let that dry, and we have one of our other staff members, Cody Kisberg, come in and stretch it professionally so we can hang it and distribute it.
Wow.
Right on.
And that's pretty much how those are made.
Wow.
Everything is documented. We have one staff member that is there at all times who's medically trained. So she's there to make sure that nothing goes too awry.
Yeah, definitely safety first.
Absolutely.
Viewers and listeners at home, don't try this at home by any means, because this is a very controlled execution of what we have done so far. And again, you can see snippets on www.epilepsyoheartproject.com.
Awesome.
And you can see a 3-minute long video that pretty much dictates our mission statement and what we're about.
Right on.
I love that. I love that.
And that's a very unique method of creating art, Anthony. That's probably one of the most unique ones I've heard.
I've not heard anybody else put their body at risk like that just to help support. You're doing this completely in a selfless way, and I think it's incredible and extremely important for other people to know about it. I'm honored that you're on our podcast today. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for being here,
And
Anthony.
I'm honored that you're honored. I guess another main reason why I'm doing this, is I've had the privilege of living a very comfortable and blessed life up until now.
Yeah.
And nothing changes. And I'm at a point in my career,
Right.
artistically, where I am able to use my gifts and my talents to try and help others out. And if we're not here to help each other out, then we're just taking up space.
And that's a great thing, man.
Especially with this disorder, because it is such a misunderstood disorder. People still ask me when I talk about what I do and about having seizures. People still stop me and ask me, "Oh my God, should I stick a spoon in your mouth?" I'm like, no, don't do that.
Oops.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, the whole point is
got
to
a
raise
reaction
awareness,
from
not
that?
to shock you, not. The whole point is to maybe inspire you to do something within your means with the way technology is now. I mean, unfortunately, it's sad that there is a suicide rate among the epilepsy community as well, because there is a very, very huge limitation on what we as individuals are able to do. After every seizure, I mean, I'm not supposed to drive or operate heavy machinery, but nowadays I just totally make sure that I am 100% safe to get on the road and stuff. And I'm blessed to work at a job that allows me to have sick days. Where if something happens and it lasts even longer throughout the day, I can just call in and there's no repercussion.
I'm glad to hear that, man. That's
Again,
important.
I'm in a prime position.
Having
in my life
support
and in
of
my
your
career.
job is essential with what you have.
Yeah, and I mean,
what you go through every
again,
day.
I'm really blessed to have all these things. I'm really blessed to have a huge and loving, caring staff that's got my back as well. So
Right on, man.
again, Javier, Marla,
Good people.
Cody, Sarah. I couldn't have done any of this without you, Brittany. Definitely without your ideas and you as a sounding board. I don't think I would have had the gumption to try something this crazy, and especially to do it for why we're doing it.
Right on, man.
Well, we like the crazies. We love the crazies here. You're our friends, so much love for you, Anthony. So much love.
We're talking about the to answer one of the questions on the live on our live. We're talking about the rate of suicide in the oh crap, I went blank. Epileptic community. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But Maria, that's what we were talking about, the suicide rate for that.
Yeah. Do you by chance know the suicide rate at all, or how bad it actually is?
I
out there?
do not. I
don't?
just know that
It's
between
pretty high.
being severely limited and being bullied and what have you, there's got to be a lot of it that's going on. Again, I know very few epileptics, but once I started this project, I started meeting and communicating with some, and we all share similar stories when it comes to our struggles and such. But again, I think the reason why I'm doing this is just because I'm able to give it a voice.
Right.
There are people out there that are mentally handicapped because they have seizures, or every time they have a seizure, they get more mentally inept.
Right.
I know it sounds kind of harsh, but I mean,
Well, it's because your
I'm not
body
relegated
is under 10
to
tons of stress every time you have one.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
hard to...
and I mean, again, I've got limited time in that regard, so I better do something with it while I can,
Oh, yeah.
And I think what you're doing is helping bring attention to it, and it's also going to help some of those people that may also be suffering through the condition. It'll help them see like a beauty
hope
made out
so.
of it,
I think so.
I guess
for
one
sure.
of the main things is that people, no matter what you're suffering from, whether it be epilepsy or autism or body dysmorphia or whatever, you're not alone.
For sure.
And,
No.
as an activist, I found out in a roundabout kind of way that if you don't talk about it, you're no good as an activist.
Right.
And you have to share your story, no matter how scary or depressing. It's good for you and it's good for other people in your community because they see that they don't have this struggle.
I think you got another question.
For sure. What was the question? Anthony, where are you from? Where are you based out of, bro?
I am from Buffalo, New York.
Oh, right on. Where are you living in?
I am living in the Kennedale area here, right next to Arlington.
Oh, right on. So
technically Fort Worth.
DFW artist.
Hell yeah. So speaking of my DFW artists out here, the reason I'm doing this is, first of all, so Anthony will have a chance to talk about what he's doing.
Absolutely.
And also to give you all a chance to talk about things that you can be doing right now as artists to cope with everything that's going on. I mean, it doesn't have to be a big, crazy upset. You can use this time to really focus and draw attention to your work. I mean, you can go online and do live video feeds like we're doing. You can go and do podcasts, small groups of people, just be safe, be cautious. And honestly, stop stressing. That's the worst thing you can do have a healthy body and a healthy mind. I mean, first of all, you have to use your mind. Paint, pick up something, create something. If you're feeling stressed, grab a brush, grab a pencil. I mean, doodle. Do something with your hands that keeps your mind active and keeps you from thinking about things that might stress your body out.
Definitely.
Pay attention to where you are, I mean, be mindful of your environment and the people you're with. Show those around you love. And for the love of Christ, it's going to be okay. I mean, I think we've all, as a collective society, been through much worse. So we can do this. Just grab something, be creative, showcase your work online, take pictures, utilize your tools. So social media is a tool.
Yeah,
right?
Definitely. Now would be a great time if you're an artist and don't have an Etsy shop going. Now would be a great time. If your event got canceled, maybe take that time that you were going to do the event this weekend and stay in and just work on setting up the Etsy site or a website or whatever it is that you had just kind of on the back burner for hey, when I get a minute, I'll sit down and work on this, even if it's a painting or, just something that you wanted to try out. Now's a great time if you're at home and got nothing to do and this ain't going nowhere. Right. You might as well just take advantage of the time.
Right. That's what I'm doing is I've been painting any chance I get. Then again, I do have a show that might get washed out by the COVID-19 this upcoming Saturday.
The silent killer.
But, it's important. I guess since we're touching on that subject, I guess it's important, y'all, if y'all are listening in, is, just be mindful and respectful, like Trista said. Be smart about it. Go on about your everyday lives. Wash your hands after you go to the bathroom, after you touch anything.
Don't shake hands.
Don't be around large crowds of people that are sitting there coughing in your face. That's definitely not something that you want to be actively doing. That's why we're doing this from our homes tonight.
Yeah,
definitely. Just
This is-
safety. I mean, we're right here, but we're at a
It's
we're at
actually
a
a
pretty.
safety issue.
We have elbow room.
We're knucking if you're bucking.
we're
man.
good. If we have to, we'll go 6 feet. But like, I mean, I think we're okay. Right
And when
now.
we got here, we didn't hug each other
No.
or shake hands either. It was the Wakanda salute.
Oh yeah,
And,
we're like, yeah, what's up?
You gotta.
Wait, is that like this or is that like
Oh.
this or does it matter?
I think it's in the heart, man. You
I
know what I
love
mean?
it.
Like,
I love it. Yes. Lordy, but no. So, I mean, there's just things that we could be doing right now. Don't panic.
Definitely.
Don't attack other people for not shutting down. I mean,
But take it seriously too. Don't
Yes.
freak out, but don't like. You don't need to be at the club this weekend. Plus, I mean, I don't
No.
think you're gonna be able to be there anyway. I mean, it's closed.
yeah,
but,
it's
About to
closed.
say the club's
But
not
if
gonna be
if
open.
if
close
something
down.
isn't closed, just reconsider going out because like going out is kind of what's gonna cause stuff to get shut down. Like
Right.
it's kind of like your parents telling you got to go to bed. Like if you just go to
Right.
bed early, they won't force a curfew on you. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
government is daddy telling you got to stay home.
Exactly. But
Well, hopefully we're not quite there yet, but
I think we're good. As long as we use common sense and precaution, I think we'll be all right, man.
yeah, I mean,
And if you come across toilet paper, hand sanitizer, yeah, sure, pick up some for you, but leave some for the next guys and girls because we
Castles
don't
of
need it
toilet
all that.
For sure,
bad.
don't hoard stuff, man. Like there's elderly people out there that really do need those supplies, and you know what I mean. Like it's not necessary,
Absolutely.
and it's not gonna help you. Like not like
James Zametz, by the way, on his Facebook page, he just sent out a call for an elderly unit in the what's the neighborhood over where the Magnolia area is?
Fairmount.
The Fairmount neighborhood. Thank you. My brain just went herpity derp derp derp. The Fairmount neighborhood, they need some hand sanitizer for their elderly group. There's like 3 people living in that area that really need it. So contact him. It's James Zametz, ZAMTZ, and if ETZ, thank you. And if you have anything that you can offer or help with, just help. I mean, love your neighbor. We're neighbors for a reason. So
Also, like it would probably
Yeah,
be a
don't
good
be
idea.
hoarders.
yeah, don't.
Don't
If-
be
if-
hoarders and scalpers.
If
The
you know
oldest scum of the earth right now.
if you know an elderly person
Hoard art supplies.
and they're maybe not able to, it's one thing for us to go to, we went to Walmart a couple days ago, but you know what I mean, like there's elderly people that might not,
Like
it's
just,
probably
just
not
take one pack, like
Yeah.
But
Or if you
I
have
mean,
an older
if you're gonna
neighbor,
hoard anything, like go buy art supplies right now. Like do something with your hands. Do something. I mean, shit. Read a book. I mean, like,
I've been playing Borderlands honestly,
go,
but
yeah.
I mean I'm just gonna be real.
There you go. Hell yeah.
Oh, I've been eating a lot and trying to just, not do stuff because we really can't do too much.
Yeah.
I work retail, so, shipping lanes are being affected by this whole thing, and there's not as much work in box stores to do, or there's too much work and not enough product.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
Everybody calm down. Because working retail for 30 years, I've seen every kind of person operate in any kind of national disaster throughout the last 30 years, and it's usually just fear and panic induced, and it's when bad things happen. It's
Exactly.
when people start acting ignorant and stomping over, security guards during Black Fridays. Not necessary, people. So
Okay.
again,
What
I
a
mean,
case
if
then.
you're planning on going out, it's not necessary to go out right now. Stay in. Hug your loved ones.
Trista, I think
color
the-
within the lines, or draw something, make some poetry.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Trista, I think the video lagged a bit, and all some of the people heard was the Fairmount neighborhood. Do you want to go ahead and repeat that
Oh,
real
yeah,
quick,
yeah,
just
yeah.
to get that out there?
Okay. So, James Zametz, am I saying it right? I hope? Okay, good. You're gonna have to spell that for me because I screwed that up the first time.
ZAMETZ.
Thank you.
Right on.
Thank you. My human dictionary. He's no high
Oh,
five.
oh,
there
shit.
we go.
No,
tiny,
no,
tiny
we did.
high
We
five.
broke
Oh,
we
jeez.
broke the cardinal
Oh,
law.
oh no. Okay, that's
Fuck.
okay. That's all right. So Anyway, so James Emmett is seeking a bottle of hand sanitizer for an elderly unit over in the Fairmount neighborhood. So if you guys have one that you can donate to him, please contact him on his Facebook page and check it out. We're going to get through this by helping your neighbor and also by utilizing ways to show and sell your art in different ways. So if you're an artist and you're going, I have no money, what do you have in front of you? That's what I have a question. Do you have a phone? Do you have a computer? Do you have both? Do you have a charging cord? Use those. Those are your tools right now. So like you could go live and do some live painting, and you could teach small lessons. You could, let's see, what else can we do? We could
I think right now with the situation that's going on, everybody's a little out of their comfort zone, and I think that it's probably a good idea to lean into that and go out of your comfort zone to do some stuff that you wouldn't normally be doing. Normally I probably wouldn't be doing this, but hey, I'm fucking here.
Right.
We're talking to Anthony. I don't think he's normally doing this either, but you know what I mean? Like, try to just, things are gonna be a little slow for a couple weeks, man. Like, realistically, and that's just how. I mean, I know some people are upset, some people are angry, some people are scared. It's. I mean, everybody reacts in a different way, but the situation is what it is. Like, things are going to be a little slow for a minute. So if you, like I said, now's probably a good time to set up an Etsy shop. If you were trying to do some video blogging, now's probably a good time to start that. You know what I mean? Like,
so I was curious,
take on commissions, do whatever.
I'm curious. So I know Etsy is one of the things, but are there other outlets? Because I know not everybody likes the Etsy. So
there's like Redbubble. I think you can get some of your stuff on like Society 6.
Teespring if you're wanting to put your work on t-shirts.
Yeah, there's a couple different options. I bring up Etsy because I have an Etsy shop, and that's primarily what I've kind of focused on. But I know there are alternatives. I mean, I think even Amazon has some type of option for that. It's just find what works best for you. Like, some people do different types of art. Some people do smaller, like jewelry type thing, crafts. You know. Find what works best for you. There's a bunch of YouTube is your friend, man. Like, look up YouTube, look up the differences. For real, it really is. Like when I
Twitch is paying people for streaming too. So you could do Twitch. I mean, there's different options for people who are going, crap, I just lost all my options. So, there's options. You just got to find them.
Yeah, definitely.
So, you're good. It's all good.
Are you? Is there anything you're
will
personally
weather
do,
the storm like we've weathered every other storm.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay,
Correct.
It might take a little bit longer, but we gotta stick together.
Stick together.
Not too close together though. Not too close together.
Somebody just asked if the post office will stay open if they want to ship artwork to their customer.
As far as I know, the post is open.
I have not heard anything to the contrary.
I haven't heard any closings.
And that's what we're saying right now. It's what, today's what, Monday?
Yep.
And if it does change during the week, if it changes tomorrow, adapt. You know what I mean? Like, just adapt to whatever changes coming your way. You can sell shit digitally. You can sell, you know what I mean? Like, you can take on commission work. You can, man, like, this is Artist 101. You know what I mean? Like, you got to figure out how to make it work. And obviously right now the levelty is on like freaking hard, but the difficulty was never on easy to begin with. Right. You know what I mean? Like, we were medium at best, like, starting off.
Now, there are some websites that are being set up for artist resources for the ones who rely solely on income as an artist.
Yeah.
So if you go to the DFW artists, any of the DFW artist pages, these are getting posted all over. Natalie Price has been posting them. Giovanni Valderas, I think, has posted it. For sure. Shasta Habrick, I think, has posted it as well.
And I'll be posting it on DFW Art Legion if any of y'all are on there.
Also, if you go to Articulation...
What's left of my studio, y'all?
Right on.
Oh, hey.
What's left of my studio?
I wish
we... That one actually glows in the dark. I'm thinking about turning the black light on and seeing how well it shows up on the feed.
Send us a dual picture
Something
of this.
I was working on.
It'd be awesome if we could share that with the feed.
Flip it around.
Let me see if I can flip it and hold it up.
Ooh. Your holster's in the way, I think.
Check it out, y'all. I don't know if you can see this.
There's a little bit of a glare, but hopefully y'all can see. Here, hold on.
Dang. Yeah, here.
I'll try to move this forward a bit.
There we go. It's only a little awkward. It's okay.
Uh-oh.
It blurred.
What happened here, bro?
No. Come back.
Anthony, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you drop your phone?
Not sure what happened here. Well, that was kind of pointless.
No, I turned off the light.
But you guys can see the ring. The ring of death.
No. The ring of death. Damn.
Yeah, I got 7 days.
No.
Oh, I think it's because he's doing the black light thing.
Oh, are you doing the black light thing? Is that what you're doing?
Trying.
Oh!
Gotcha. Okay.
Well, what we'll do is we'll get some pictures from him and post it up on the page.
Ooh, there it is.
Damn pores. All right, so I'm gonna sit back over here.
So randomness, but I'm watching the stream as we're doing it live, and I'm living over here like 30 seconds into the future. I just wanted to point that out.
Holy crap!
That's cool.
you're 30
I can
seconds into
see
the
myself
future
like
on the
walking back. It's kind of creepy.
stream. I love it. So Anthony, if you can send us pictures of what you're working on, both with the lights on and with the lights off, we will post that up on the Articulation page for when we get a chance. Let's see. What haven't we talked about?
David Miller just commented on the feed and was saying that he has some experience converting analog art into digital formats for screen printing and stickers and stuff, and that would be a great option right now if you if you have physical artwork and you're concerned about shipping it or whatever. Maybe David might be able to help you out with some tips as to how to take your physical art, get pictures of it, and convert that into digital media so that you can sell that
Thank you,
online
David,
as well.
you freaking rock.
For sure, bro.
For
And I have a little bit of experience. I'm actually wearing one of my shirts right now.
Hell yeah.
It's actually my Doomsday
I
painting
like it.
on my t-shirt. So that's
That's
one
good
of the
advertising.
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure David Miller probably has a better method to how to do it. I just kind of take the picture on my iPad and from there just kind of manipulate it and Photoshop it and whatnot. But if he's got a better option for it, then that's awesome. If not, I can also share how to do some of that.
You can still hear us, right, Anthony?
Anthony, you good?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
Right on.
Yeah.
I think our video just froze.
And in case anybody just like tuned in or whatever, like if anybody just started watching a few minutes ago, once again we're having an episode of Articulation,
Very informal episode.
a rated R episode of Articulation.
Yeah, so rated R.
And and we have Anthony Pham, which we're talking to through
the Epilepsy Heart Project.
Yeah, definitely. We're talking to him. You guys can't see him at the moment, but we're talking to him across a video connection.
Yeah.
Through the wonder of Facebook.
Yay, Facebook.
But we've been talking a little bit with him about his Epilepsy Heart Project that he's got going on.
Yeah,
and
he does have a show at Vato Loco Tattoo.
yeah, for sure. This upcoming Saturday, I believe.
Yeah, this
right, Anthony?
upcoming Saturday.
Yes, this is coming Saturday at 7 o'clock.
By the way, shout out to Vato Loco Tattoo. Also, shout out to Big Dog Javier over there. Good guy, man. I know you were mentioning how he's helping you a lot with the Epilepsy Heart Project, Anthony, and he's just an all around stand up dude. You know what I mean? Good people.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Good people.
See, that makes me happy seeing artists support other artists like
definitely.
that. That's what this shit is about.
And he's gonna have other artists do solo shows at the shop.
Nice.
I mean, I say that now with you know what I mean, like the current situation that we have. So
you never know.
But
it's been changing daily.
The plan was definitely to have some more artists. And I believe Anthony was the first person to do the solo art show.
I'm the first,
and then it was
I'm the test subject. So
the guinea pig.
I guess this is
I like
this is a certain control group or I don't know. We were doing it right now with the epidemic. We'll see what happens. I'm sure
Definitely.
if and when this blows over, it'll be back to business as normal.
Yeah.
And, whoever else is on the roster will get their chance to do their own solo show at the shop.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
But he's doing that for a whole bunch of artists that we know and that we're familiar with. Cohorts, compatriots, and just really good people.
Yeah, for sure.
So he's doing that for you guys. So
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Vatos Locos. You're
Thank you,
freaking
Javier.
awesome. Thank you so much.
Just for a second, if we can kind of go off into a different direction here. Somebody had mentioned supporting performance or performing artists, like Mr. Matthew over here. And absolutely, I know because of the situation, you've been affected a little bit as well.
Yeah, I've had some gigs canceled, and a lot of us are talking about digital ways to perform for folks.
Definitely.
And I've been doing that in Second Life since '06, but I think perhaps our moment has arrived. Because people always been, you do what? And I'm like, you play a show on the internet, and I'm like, I don't know. But there's lots of different ways to do it. You have like Stage It is one place. You have YouTube is another.
Yeah.
Twitch. You have there's places you can do.
There's some third party ones.
And there's actually been a lot. So in the wake of the South by Southwest closing, which is just kind of the shot that was heard around the world in the music community.
Yeah, definitely.
They released kind of a PDF of various digital options for folks who couldn't play their physical shows. Sure. And you can find that on my page, and I'm probably going to post it some other places. But
we'll try to get it in the comments.
Yeah, I'll throw it in the comments here. But there are some options. I'm not going to say that it's going to pay as much because, in my experience, it doesn't. However, there are some very generous people out there who listen sometimes, and occasionally someone will throw a big tip in your box, and it's kind of nice to have that happen.
It's good to hear, man.
And right now, I think the sympathy is on the side of the artists, whether visual or performing.
Just the creatives, man, in all.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of people who are just kind of sympathetic to the fact that, we work real hard to get our schedules set up, several months out sometimes, and then to just kind of have it all yanked away is a little shocking for those of us who kind of plan our bills around that.
Right.
There's also the event planners out there who are currently going, oh hell, what do I do?
Well, I work with someone who had to cancel her wedding because of it, because there's no wedding planners who
I have
work.
I have a friend who just canceled Danny Faith actually canceled hers. Because of the city. Yeah.
So
sorry, Danny.
That's the thing.
Sorry, Danny. Shout out to you, honey.
It's not just artists. It's not just musicians. It's a lot of people who are dealing with it, and
for sure.
We don't know how long this is lasting. I know that some of the ISDs are shutting down for the rest of the semester, which is kind of alarming there. And so I don't know how long we're talking about here.
I mean, I was in Michael's like a day ago, and there were a lot of kids there. So if you have kids, bring them to Michael's and go get art supplies.
Yeah, and while you mentioned the Fort Worth ISD stuff,
order them online.
That's another. I know right now we're talking about artists and what artists can do and whatnot, but. Or creatives or musicians or stuff like that. But there's also, we're all being affected by it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's hard to look at the situation and not see people being affected. Like, if your day to day if you don't see it in your day to day, like, it's just because those people aren't around you, man. Like,
you're pretty lucky. I mean,
you really are. I know the school systems are being affected by it. Both obviously like the ISDs and the colleges, UTA, TCC.
Right.
The hospital staffs are being affected as well, and there's I'd find it hard to believe that there's an aspect of life that isn't being affected in some way.
There's really
right
not,
now.
And so that's why it's kind of this thing that's got everybody panicking, because it's all pervasive, and the thing that you don't want to do.
I was saying earlier that at least even during a government shutdown, people still went shopping and
Well, the deal is, people are shopping now. They're just they're not finding any product. I think I think what we have to try to.
This is a little worse than that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. What we have to try to do is to try to not make it worse by freaking out.
Like, don't panic.
Kind of like whenever
that's the worst. So basically, when you panic, you release a stress hormone in your body that will weaken your immune system and will actually get you sick. And it may not even be with the thing that we're freaking out over. It may be a cold. It may be like seasonal allergies acting up. I mean,
and even more so than that, you got the butterfly effect, where if somebody sees you grabbing a big batch of toilet paper, then they go, oh, well, maybe I need a big batch of toilet paper.
We just have a herd mentality that kind of kicks in.
It's like, well, I didn't know I needed to freak out about that, but now I'm going to.
Yeah,
right.
And that doesn't help anybody really.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
But where you have the power as a person is to say, okay, well, I'm going to let that person take that.
Yeah.
Because I only need this much right now.
And also, like, I just want to point out, like, I don't think any of us in this room have kids. Not that
I
I'm
do.
aware of.
I have 3 cats.
Okay, sorry.
They will eat anything.
Yeah, I've got a kid, and that's one of the things is that he's at school or supposed to be at school, and there's no school, so that's affecting people, in ways that are because you don't always get paid time off from work to take care of your kid.
Yeah.
So
which, by the way,
if you got ISDs,
I've got a kid too.
Yeah. So if you got ISDs that are closed for the rest of the semester, what the heck are you going to do to take care of the kid?
Yeah.
I know, see, that's why right now using the tools in front of you, like your phone, the internet, things like that, if you're a creative, is absolutely essential. It's something that you can reach for and do. And also getting help from your community. There's people out there who know that you're not alone. Like if you're having trouble getting supplies, you just give a shout on Facebook and be like, hey man, I don't have any toilet paper. I don't have any like I didn't grab food or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, be a good neighbor, help each other out.
Definitely. Be kind to one another.
There's
There's still good people out there.
Oh, there is.
There's still people.
Yeah, there are, and we're seeing some of them step up now, and that's nice to see.
Where we have the power as people and as artists is basically in our own generosity right now, and also in the fact that we can be good people even in the face of something, dire like this.
Yeah, definitely.
So,
Well, it's actually more important to be a good person in the middle of a crisis.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Because if you're good in good times, that's one thing. But if it all turns to crap whenever you're faced with adversity, then it kind of undoes the rest of it. So
yeah,
can't all be good, man.
So art is a very mentally healthy activity to do, whether it be playing music, whether it be writing music, whether it be writing poetry, or drawing and painting and creating.
Performance art as well. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah.
Fucking A. If you're stressed out, stand up in the middle of your living room and start dancing.
Yeah.
Put on some music you like.
Yeah, definitely.
Do something. But for the love of Christ, don't sit
I
on
can
social
tell
media
you
and scream.
that when I'm painting, I definitely don't feel pain. Or unless I mess something up super bad on my canvas, I'm usually not upset about anything. And given the circumstances that I've had to endure, one would think that would be super easy for me to get knocked down a peg. But it's cheaper in therapy, is what they say.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I guess it's up to us as artists to use the tools in front of us, right?
Basically, yeah.
Well, I also think too that art in general, whatever form it is, part of the responsibility is bearing witness, and I think we're at a moment in history that people are going to study for years from now, and so I think it's good to go ahead and document your feelings, document the way that you're feeling during all of this, so that there is reference material for future generations. We go back and we read the poetry of World War I soldiers, and we get an insight into what they were feeling. I think that same thing is true now. Someone's going to study this era in the future, and it may be our kids, it may be our grandkids, it may be somebody we don't even know. But I think it's important to bear witness for people who are creative and who are, I think, often the canaries in the coal mine as far as when big things are moving in the culture.
Definitely.
Agreed.
And if you want to make art about the coronavirus, there's that too.
Right.
You can always do that.
Some of us do dark art,
Yeah, you can get as dark as you want,
Go for it. Let your feelings out there. If you're scared, paint it out, dude.
I think Jack Russell's already doing
paint
that.
it out.
He's already making
a few
Corona mask.
I've seen
prints.
I've seen a few Corona inspired art, and hey, whatever, whatever gets you through, dude. More power to you.
Well, and that way somebody else who might not be an artist sees it, and you're able to speak to their thoughts,
right.
and that's something. Oh well, I hear that where you'd be like, I'm glad you could say this thing because I feel this thing, but I wasn't sure how to say it.
Yeah.
And so that's part of what we're for.
That's really, really important. So yeah. I hope that we've given you some good suggestions today. Thank you so much, Anthony, for being here.
Yeah, thank you for talking with us, Anthony.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, do we have any more questions on the feed? Any more people responding?
Let's see.
I can only see people popping up over there, but
just people telling us to stay safe. It looks like Javier with Vato Locos is watching. Hey, bro. We were just saying
thanks
for doing the stuff with the art events, man. The art community really appreciates it, bro.
Thank you so much, man.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, for sure. Wakanda forever, man. I just wanted to say, just real quickly that, man, just listen to the experts. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go too off into any direction, man. But But if you got nothing to do right now, you know what I mean? Like, it's better safe than sorry. Like, I've seen a lot of conspiracy stuff. I've seen a lot of fake news. I've seen a lot of weird stuff about it. And I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole. But just, man, there's experts for a reason. You know what I mean? They're not experts just for the hell of it. And I'm sure they know a lot more about science and medicine than I do. Yeah. So I'm just going to go off of what they recommend.
Make sure your experts aren't former game show hosts. Make sure that.
Yeah.
Hey, if you got to create some art about that, do that, please.
Yeah, do what you got to do, man. Just be safe out there, and just it's better safe than sorry, man. There's nothing going on this weekend that's worth risking stuff for.
Right.
Especially if it's something we could just do any other time.
Don't forget, stay a safe distance, wash your hands.
Yeah, definitely.
Go support your local artists and musicians in the best way that you can. Support Anthony and the Epilepsy Heart Project. Give him a check out. Look at his work.
Yeah, for sure.
He's an awesome guy.
And if you guys are free on the 21st, come by and check out the Solos show.
Yeah. By the way, guys, I got a shout out for the tattoo shops out there. They are the most sterile places on the planet.
Oh yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there.
They are.
For sure.
They are not dirty. They clean their shit.
You want
to
talk about people who wash their hands frequently? Like that's your tattoo shop people.
They wear gloves every day.
Mm-hmm. They keep it sterile, bro.
Yep.
So, all right.
Yep. They're in the trenches pretty much.
All right. Well,
thank you guys for tuning in. If you've tuned in, if there's any questions or comments that we didn't get to tonight, I'm sure we can circle back around and try and do this again. Man.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
and answer them the next round.
This podcast version of this is going to be available on the Funky Town Network. Look at Articulation on the face space, and we'll be posting a link for it when it gets ready.
And me and Trista will be sharing it as well on our individual and respective
absolutely. And
Project
I'll keep
Zero
this
Art.
live feed on my page, and I'll post it on Articulation's Facebook page. So check it out. That's facebook.com/articulationpirate. You can find Juan's work at
Project Zero Art on Facebook and Instagram. There's also Project Zero Art on Etsy, where you can get shirts, paintings, prints, all that fun shit.
Hell yeah. All right. Well,
all that goodness.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely. And don't forget, check out the Epilepsy Heart Project at epilepsyheartproject.com.
And on Instagram, that was epilepsy_heart_project.
Correct.
On Instagram, right, Anthony?
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Right on, man.
Yes, that is correct.
Thanks for talking to us, brother. We appreciate it.
All right, you guys be safe out there and stay up, fellow warriors.
Stay safe, man.
We'll
Wakanda
see you
forever.
guys next time.
Be good, man.
Wash your hands, brother.
Wash your hands.
Articulation is brought to you by the Funky Town Network. Sponsored by Lee's Book and Tea Shop. Please visit them at 120 St. Louis Avenue, Fort Worth, Texas.